Chief Master Clark here with the weekly meeting. First off, this week I want to talk to you about testing. Every martial arts school has this one thing that's kind of consistent. They have a testing or a graduation every 2 to every 3 months. I know some of you even have them every month. Here's my opinions on them. I think they'll help you. Now, I have a longer version somewhere on Warrior Broadcasting that'll tell you all about testing. But this short version just tells you the way to make your testing the biggest event every 2 months of all your events is to really have these 5 things in place. One is change the venue. Now you can either take your testing to an outside gym or take it outside in the park or change the decorations in your school. But when a student walks into testing, it should feel and look and sound different. So changing the venue, whether you just decorate it different, whether you make it real serious or whether you make it real fun with balloons or whether you take it outside in the parking lot. Change the venue. That adds a tremendous amount of excitement. Next thing is change the instructor. Now that doesn't mean get rid of yourself, but you might want to invite in guest instructors to judge, or guest instructors teach a short warm-up, or have all the instructors come at the same time, or just dress differently yourself. Come in this day, wear a suit. Make it really different. So every little change you have adds pressure and adds emotion to the event, and that's what testing's supposed to be about. So change the venue, then change the instructor. Change the sounds in your school. If you normally don't have music in your school, have Oriental music playing loud enough for everybody to hear it. Or if you always have Oriental music, change the music to something loud and a rock flavor. If you've always got a lot of music, then make it totally silent and make everybody, there's no talking on testing day. But change the sound somehow, so that also adds an element of excitement. Play the music from the latest soundtrack, but change the venue, change the instructor, change the sound. Now also you got to change the purpose. Every other day you're talking about them learning. This is about them displaying their best technique. So the whole purpose of a testing is not really to find out if they know it or not. That's your problem. You can judge your teaching after the testing more than you can the students. The real purpose of testing is, am I making progress in my teaching? So you watch them for that, but the students get to display their best technique. So don't try to confuse them or make them look bad or berate them in front of their people. Everybody should have a successful feeling experience. Whether they pass or not, that's up to you, depending on your own philosophy. It's my own opinion, if they're getting in great shape and they can do the basic 7 techniques and they're learning your curriculum, they probably should pass. I don't know how tough they have to be, but fitness should be one of the most important elements. That's why you see within the ATA they have real stringent fitness requirements now for all high ranks to test. And we've been using them for about 10 years in our own schools, where you really have to pass a fitness test first before you ever take the test. I know some of the larger operators already have that. If you don't have one, you can go to Warrior X Fit. It's free for all your students. They can start working out online. You can start using portions of that exercises in your class to really, in a systematic way, get your students in shape so that their basic technique really stand out on testing day. Now I will say this, you can learn to fight, or you can learn to use weapons, or you can learn to do XMA. But if your basic technique in the martial arts are not improved on a weekly basis, where you're constantly making improvement, you won't improve. No matter how many techniques you learn, no how tough you get. The basic technique will really teach you how to be a martial artist inside. So you have to be able to embrace that. And that means your body has to get strong enough to really display every technique in a powerful manner. So when I'm looking at your form, I'm not looking at the whole form. I'm looking at each individual technique. Does it stand alone? Is it powerful? Is it strong? Does it have focus? That's the same thing you should look for in your own. Now, a lot of people say, just pass everybody. Okay, you can do that if you want to. But I think the sooner you lay down the laws, this is what's expected and this is what you have to do, the faster your students will make progress. And only if they're making progress will they stay in their school. They won't stay in just because you're patting them on the back and giving them a new belt every 2 months. Try to be strong with your students. Make sure that they're making progress. Now change your thinking. The purpose of testing is to have a big event. And with every single event, there's got to be financial goals also. After all, this is a business. Your students are getting in shape. They're learning to defend themselves. They're in a community that's very healthy. So many good things. So now you have to get paid in order to keep your doors open. One thing is you have to make cash on that day. That means they have to pay testing fees, probably buy merchandise, maybe pay for future seminars, maybe prepay all their testing fees up to black belt. That's one thing, is collecting that money. Second thing is they have to be signing up new people that day. They have to invite their friends in, maybe to hold boards or to take pictures for them or just to be there when they graduate to their new belt. So the first thing is you have to make money. Second thing is people have to bring their friends. And the third thing is you have to upgrade people. And why you can do all three things on this one day is because the emotional impact of having a large group of people together with music playing and action going on and everybody clapping. This emotion allows people to make decisions easier than if they're just sitting in a class with 6 or 8 students in a room. So use the event as a total package. Make as much money as possible, sign up as many new people as possible, because every time you cash somebody out, you immediately have to sign up somebody new to replace that in your billing. So when you cash out somebody, immediately you go out and look for 1 or 2 people to replace it with. And then you've got to upgrade people. Those 3 things have to be present at all your testings and all your events really, but I'm talking about testing now. Make testing the biggest event you have this month. Make sure it's successful. Change those 5 things. Change the venue, change the instructor, change the sounds they hear when they're in the school. Make sure your purpose of your students is changed. And lastly, have goals for the day. Make sure that you really, this is a financial successful day and you don't mind going all out for your testings. And then you'll get ready in 2 months to have another one, because every student deserves a great test.